The past couple days have been a little bit more ill for me because I've had to really be stuck down here in the mundane world. I haven't been able to connect with myself as much, connect to spirit as much. And I can tell it makes a big difference in my day, my mood. So let's see what our inner child needs to know. I try to connect to my inner child every day to make my life more fun, bring more joy. Remember that things don't have to be so friggin' serious all the time, even though sometimes it feels like it, right? What do we need to know to connect with our inner child? Thanks. The number 6 card, become aware with a leopard. Listen to the wisdom of the body. I feel like that's my mantra these days. Listen to your body. And it's like that, yeah, we can say that all day long. How do we accomplish that? And I feel like it's really different and gonna be unique for each person. And I can tell you how I do it as a jumping off point. But then you really gotta just roll with it and get curious and, see where it takes you. I was never a big meditator, and now I really like it actually. But it took me getting up my mind a little more quiet to be able to really connect in and tune in. And so if that is difficult for you, or just meditation, sitting still in the quiet doesn't really speak to you, go outside, walk in the sun, connect to the earth that way and your body. You can color or draw or paint. Just get creative wherever you feel most at peace and in tune and in touch with yourself. That can be a form of meditation. It doesn't have to look like everybody else's meditation. And I think people get stuck in how traditional meditation is. No, there's no rules. Be mixing it up, okay? Be innovative, be creative with your healing journey. That's what I have had to do, or else it just feels like a burden and we won't want to keep doing it. So I need crystals and candles and incense and beautiful oracle cards. Choose yourself today. There's a little fairy. Don't deny your importance. Yes. We can, especially if you're a mom or an animal parent or just someone who is really involved in their work or other people's lives, maybe you have a lot of friends and you're really social, it's really easy to forget about you and your needs, especially if you're a compassionate and empathetic person. You kind of want to, it's almost in our nature sometimes to nurture and be a caregiver and really take care of everybody else but ourselves. So perfect example here. Been a few hours since the first part of that video I recorded. Got called away. And we could have just moved on, right? And been well, it wasn't meant to be. Or I can just keep trying, keep showing up for myself. Another card that had come out, number 28, review your responsibilities. They might not all be yours. You may be carrying some stuff that's actually other people's, or maybe there's a misalignment in support in your life that needs to be addressed. And you might get pushback on this because people don't like to take back their own responsibility, right? But yeah, number 16 card, go inward. It's time to connect to your inner child. We need to free up some stuff. Free up some of those responsibilities. Give some of that back where it needs to go. Release some of it if you're carrying old emotions, like self-imposed restrictions, I should say. For example, my sister was saying she started becoming a really avid reader, and then she put this self-imposed restriction on herself that she had to read so long, so much a day, and then it started to become a burden. And then she started to feel guilty for not meeting that goal she had set for herself. But really, like, it should be fun. And so she had to get herself out of that kind of mental trap she had set for herself, right? So that's a great example of, like, review your responsibilities. What are you putting on yourself that really doesn't need to be there? Listen to your inner child, because they're going to help you pinpoint those areas. We need to have more fun and joy and laughter. Even if things are tough and stressful in certain times in our lives, there's always a silver lining. There's always a perspective change. There's always something to learn from the situation and grow from it. I don't know. I'm feeling this fairy energy today. I'm going to claim that. Maybe take a spiritual bath. Maybe you feel most connected to yourself around water. I know I do as a water sign myself. So, connect to your inner child today. It's important. Have fun. Don't take yourself so seriously. Don't take life so seriously. Sometimes we need to be, right? Time and a place. I'm going for more fun, joy, and light, just feeling lighter, okay? If you want to feel lighter, check out my bio. And as always, stay grounded, stay Delulu, and stay magical.